Yes, 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 y'all. Welcome to day 2 of boot camp. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Awesome. Look at this crowd in here. Everybody chatting it up already. I love it. Awesome. Welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. All right, let's get this show on the road. I hope everybody's doing well. Happy Tuesday. Today, we are going to get into the how-to, the processes, tools, workflows, all that good stuff of creating content. And I am excited to do it. This is the cool stuff, in my opinion. Of course, I do think that the strategic part of this that we went through yesterday is super, super important because it gives us the structure, the context, the direction to help us create our content without having to without having to start from scratch, without the blank page, which makes content creation always so much more difficult. But once we have that down, then it's time to get creating. And that's what we're going to work on today. So, welcome, everybody. I hope everybody had a chance, maybe a little bit overnight there, to think about the problems that you are solving for your market and what your content pillars and platforms are. And if you did, then you can do a little bit of following along. Well, you can do a little bit of following along today anyway, regardless. But if you follow along, with that clarity of that information, you may have some pieces of content created by the time we're done here. So that's awesome. Brenda says he has his cool hat on. Yeah, that means I have not showered yet. That is code for have not showered yet today. So, all right, let's go ahead and jump into it. So, a little bit of a recap. Yesterday, we said here are the ways that we can determine what topics that we want to talk about, starting from the strategic point of view of we are addressing customers' problems. Those problems are specific to a journey that we are trying to take them on, right? And let's just use as an example, right now we are trying to run our own Facebook ads and we can't get positive ROI. To where we would like to be is consistently running Facebook ads that are positive ROI, generating us a consistent flow of leads and sales every day. Okay, so we're here. This is where we'd like to be. So that is the journey that we want to take the customer on with our products and services, is to help them get from no ROI, struggling with Facebook ads, to successful with Facebook ads. And so getting from here to there, we may determine that there are 3 major problems that have been identified that, our customer doesn't know how to structure their campaigns correctly. They don't know how to create the creative correctly, and they don't know how to do proper, budget management. Let's just take those 3 things. So based on those 3 things, we can come up with all kinds of topic ideas specifically that are around those issues that we're going to address then in our content. Okay. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to move somebody from here to there. And we want to create content that delivers insights that are in support of helping our customer understand that they can solve those problems. Okay, so that's our goal with our content. And then what we did is we walked through and we said, well, there are certain types of content in terms of, how-to content, resource guides content, it could be interviews, FAQs, all these different types of content. And then that content can be produced for certain formats and certain channels, right? So we could create podcast out of a particular piece of content. We could create videos out of a particular piece of content, blog posts, social posts. And I gave you a bunch of different templates to help you with that. Okay. So that is where we ended the day yesterday. And today we have then the challenge of, okay, how do we start making some of this production of the content as easy and as efficient as possible? And leveraging technology, leveraging AI, leveraging templates, things like that. And so that's what we're going to get into. And I'm going to show you some of my favorite tools and workflows here. Okay. Any questions before we dive into that? Let me know. If you have any questions before we dive into all that stuff, just let me know. Anything from yesterday that we need to recap or anything like that, we can do it. Otherwise, we'll just get into it. All right. While I'm waiting to see if any questions come in, let's talk about the tools that we're going to use here. First one, Chat GPT. And I really personally, I don't necessarily care whether you use Chat GPT or any of the other AI, tools that are coming along and getting developed. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of competition in the marketplace. Most of them right now are relatively similar in that they're running on these large language models. That will change here over time. There's going to be all kinds of different models. There's going to be all kinds of different approaches to this. From what I understand, we should all expect that we'll have our own personal AIs, and those personal AIs will get to know our content really well. So right now, when we're tapping into ChatGPT, we're tapping into this language model that has been trained off of, essentially all of the public information out there in the world, versus if I have my own AI agent here very soon that is trained off of all of my content, all of my personal emails, my messages, all of the documents I've ever created at work, and the presentations I've given, all that type of stuff. Well, then obviously I would expect that I can start creating content using that personal AI agent that is probably going to be much, much more in line with the kind of content that I would normally produce, right? My voice, my style, things like that. So I think that we can expect that is coming soon. Dorn, your message got held for review, but I released it. I love it. So these tools are going to evolve. They're going to evolve very, very quickly. And I personally don't. It doesn't matter to me whether you use ChatGPT. I actually just signed up for Google Duet just a half an hour ago or so to use with my Google Workspace workplace. So I'll be testing that out. That's their AI capability that works, as a companion to their apps. Gmail and Google Docs and all that type of stuff to help you be more productive. Christy, that's awesome. So these tools are going to evolve. I am a tool, what am I? Early adopter. I don't know if I'm an early adopter. I'm not on the bleeding edge. And this is because of my background in IT and realizing that the bleeding edge is very expensive, both in time and mistakes and money, right? The bleeding edge tends to be bleeding for a reason. And I don't consider myself somebody who has to be bleeding edge. I can, Brenda says early testers. That's good enough. I can be, a little bit back from the bleeding edge, but that still puts me probably in front of 90% of the world, maybe even more than that. And so I tend to look for and hang on to tools that have, some degree of maturity to them in solving the core things that I want them to solve well and saving me time and energy and all that. But I don't look for the absolute latest bells and whistles and features and stuff. So, some of the things that I'm going to share with you that I'm using every day, these may not be really like cutting edge, the sexiest approaches. I don't know. And I don't think that we should care about that too much. I think that, again, going back to yesterday, the goal is to ship content, do it consistently, and make that as easy, efficient, and affordable as possible. All right. So let's not get too carried away in trying to find the perfect tool that will do, your somersaults and all that stuff for you, because it's probably not necessary. All right. So what I'm going to start with is I'm going to jump into Chat GPT, and we're to some extent here, and I'm not gonna go through every stinking possibility with this, or else we'll be here all day. But I'm gonna give you the gist of this stuff, and then you can take it and run with it. But I'm going to share the see here Chat GPT. And actually, let me go ahead. Yeah, let me share. Where's ChatGPT? There we go. Cool. I'm going to share with you a handful of different things here using ChatGPT. ChatGPT has become, man, something that I use all the time. You can see it. I was using it to help my daughter answer some questions for school. She asked me, she's like, Dad, she was like, what are the characteristics that Ponyboy displayed in The Outsiders that, demonstrated that he was a leader? And I was like, oh, good God, when was the last time I read or saw The Outsiders? I was like, so I pulled up Chat GPT real quick and I asked, and I was like, here's some ideas, honey. So I use it for all kinds of stuff. And if you have not started using Chat GPT voice capabilities, so talking to Chat GPT, man, it is an eye opener as to what is going to come in terms of how we're going to be interacting with our AI, bots here pretty darn quickly. It's pretty wild. So yeah, exactly, Doran. So I'm just going to share with you here a handful of things. So one, we all know ChatGPT, super powerful, can do so many amazing things. And it's also, to some degree or another, the output that you're going to get from it. Brenda says, I scared her yesterday. Well, wait until you see today. The output that you're going to get from it is going to be based on the input that you provide to it and the quality of the request or prompt that you make. I try not to overthink this too much, because I know there's a lot of people that spend a lot of time like working on the perfect prompt. But my mindset towards this and all of the data that I have found, and I think this is very important for anybody who's using ChatGPT to create written content in particular, is that you always think of whatever's coming out of ChatGPT as a starting point. Okay. And actually, so Neil Patel just published a blog post recently where he was testing ChatGPT versus which I can't remember which other AI platform, to say, hey, which one is better at creating original content for the search engines, if you're worried about having original content for the search engines. Both of them were pretty darn good at creating original content, as in the content was, Bard. Thank you, Dorn. So the content was like original, 86% of the time, 87% of the time, that type of thing. But that is, both tools were within kind of spitting distance of each other, so it's not like one was like this breakout better than the other. But Bard did perform better than ChatGPT in terms of creating original content. It actually performed quite a bit better in a very, very, very small sample size, and that's why I'm not even really sharing this article with you, because I think the data it was such a small sample size that whether or not the data is really good data or not, but in this particular case, people responded to Bard's content saying that it seemed like good human written content more than ChatGPT's content. So, maybe if you're choosing between Bard and ChatGPT and you want to, use Bard, go for it. Like I said, I really don't care. ChatGPT seems great to me. And I do not take stuff out of Chat GPT and just use it as is blindly. Okay. So I use it, and again, this is my recommendation. I use it as a starting point, and that is what I recommend that all of you do. Just use it to defeat that staring at the blank screen that we talked about, that makes content creation so difficult, right? And it's not even just getting you past the blank screen, it's getting you to like 85% of the way done, probably in most cases. So then you can, just spend your time editing, 15% of your time that it would have taken to create this original content, so that you can, make sure that it is original, make sure that it's got your voice in it, and make sure that you're making the points that you really want it to make, that maybe Chat GPT or Bard or anything else didn't quite do exactly right. I think that that's the way that we should all be using these tools right now. And that was, his recommendation as well, based on what he's seeing perform well in marketing and search engines and all that good stuff. So that is the way that I would suggest that you use it. Now, when it comes to Chat GPT, we've got this same issue of the blank screen, right? If I just pull up a new Chat GPT prompt and I go, okay, Mike said in the content bootcamp that I need to start creating more content. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Chat GPT and I'm going to say, now what the heck do I do? Right. And it gives you a couple of little examples here to help you, which is pretty cool. And actually, I haven't even tried this one yet. Let's create a content calendar for TikTok. Let's see what it does. On reviewing real estate listings. Okay. So this is just giving us an example on reviewing real estate listings, but we could obviously edit this prompt to make it about whatever we want it to. But this is pretty cool. It gives you some ideas of like this kind of structure, Market Monday, Tip Tuesday, Wealth Wednesday, Throwback Thursday, Feature Friday. This is pretty cool. Sunday Spotlight. So, it gives us some good ideas and some strategies and all that stuff. And so, what Chat GPT was doing right there was exactly what we were hoping this whole content process and the tools and templates and stuff would do for us, which is help get us past the blank screen. So TikTok, ChatGPT just did a great job of getting us past the blank screen by giving us some prompts here. Okay. So, and I think it's cool to look at these because, man, there's just so many things that you can do with ChatGPT. It's mind blowing. And it's only expanding. But what I love, and I learned this from, and I will show you here, I love TextBlaze, and I learned to use this, and many of these, not all of them, but many of these in here are from this guy who has this product called AI Audience Accelerator. And I highly, highly recommend that if you have the budget to do it and you want to dive into this a little bit more, let me just show you his business here real quick. And that is the AI solopreneur.co, and I'll put his URL in the comments here. This product, I can't remember how much I spent on this. It wasn't that expensive. It's pretty affordable. But this guy, and I recommend, $197. And I recommend that you follow him because he's just one of these guys that is like very, he's definitely very on top of all of the, how to use AI efficiently and stuff like that as a solopreneur, right? So he's just really, really focused on, hey, you're trying to build a business on your own or with a super, super small team, and you want to know how to use these tools effectively. He's a clever guy that's got some good content that he's sharing on this. So I would definitely recommend that you follow him. And then what he taught, which I love, I had been using a similar tool that I didn't like nearly as much that essentially what this does is this helps you organize and standardize the way that you are prompting chat gpt or bard or whatever that you're using. I'm just going to say chat gpt now just to keep it simple. But it organizes your prompts, allows you to collect and save prompts in a way that to me was just really nice, a way of using this system in a really nice way, that I think is just super smart. So this is using a tool called Text Blaze. You can see right here, Text Blaze. And what Text Blaze does is it allows you to organize these prompts and actually do a whole lot more. You can do a lot of really smart stuff with this that kind of reminds me of High Level, where you are able to use like these kind of custom values and elements and stuff like that, like in ways that I have not attempted to use at all. I'm just using it for shortcuts for text here. But what you can do then is you can create these templates and use these templates. So the way this works is you can see this little / whatever that says. So context STS. Okay. So this is a good example. When I am creating content using ChatGPT, I want ChatGPT to know who I am. I want it to have some background on me and who the heck I'm creating content for and why and all that stuff. So when I'm creating the content, I will start by adding this context in there saying, hey, here's who I am and here's the background that I'm coming from. So you can see here, I've got that set up for services at scale. I've got it set up for their San Diego. I've got it set up for the major audiences of my customers in those brands so that I can then easily instruct ChatGPT on, hey, this is who you're writing for. Okay. And then what you can do is you can layer these instructions to then, like somebody was asking yesterday, Mike, can we use this to do market research? So here's a market research one: customers' fears, desires, dreams, frustrations. I want you to do customer research for me. Tell me 10 frustrations, 10 desires, 10 dreams, and 10 fears that my audience experiences related to whatever you're talking about. Here's some information about my audience. And this is where I would put in the audience context information up here. And then I would say, and then it says, organize these, organize the output of this into a table. And it says, here's the x-axis should be this, the y-axis should be that. So let's just go ahead and try this. So this is / AAA00. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over into ChatGPT and we're going to say / AAA00. And you can see just like that, it automatically Text Blaze automatically inserted everything into this window, which is pretty darn slick, right? So it inserted the prompt into this window. And then you can see right here, my audience experiences related to what you talk about. So let's just see here. I'm going to say growing their business. We'll just leave it general like that. And then we'll say, here's some information about my target audience. So my target audience, and what I'm going to do, you won't see it here, but I'm just going to go back to Text Blaze real quick. And I'm just going to get the little audience code and I'll do / audience SMB. So this is my small business, just kind of general audience. So right here, I'm going to do another Text Blaze. I'm going to do / audience SMB. Okay. And so then it just filled in and said, my customers are small businesses in a variety of industries. Okay. And then so I'm just going to go ahead and hit this and we're going to let ChatGPT go to work. Pretty darn slick. Struggling to understand and utilize SEO effectively, mastering SEO to drive organic traffic effortlessly, becoming a top result in search engines in their niche, remaining invisible online due to poor SEO. So that's the frustration, desire, dream, and fear. Ineffective use of social media for brand promotion, successfully engaging and growing their audience, being recognized as a go-to brand on social platforms, losing relevance due to poor social media presence. You can see this is doing the research for you, and it's giving you these nice little copy bullet points that you can just grab these and use them in your marketing. So that's a really, really slick approach to doing research really quickly, right? So yeah, zoom in a little bit. Sure, let me try that. So you can see here, this just did some pretty amazing customer research for us. Now, one of the things that I want to make sure that you're thinking about as I show you this, because that's so damn easy, right? Is you don't have to just think about this just for your business, right? I mean, think about this when you're working with your customers, when you're working with those small businesses, and you're able to do research like this for them that fast, and you're able to come to whatever meeting you're doing with them prepared and understanding their market and organized and showing them the research that you've done and how you've organized it and stuff like that. I mean, that's pretty darn slick. That's going to make you look like, the marketing pros that you are when you're serving your customers. So we've now got this table of this research that we've done for our marketplace. So that's pretty stinking awesome. So then we go back to TextBlaze, and what are the things that we could do? So we can now create a content strategy matrix, where what this gentleman has done, this is one of the AI solopreneur prompts, where he said, create a content strategy for me and organize it based on growth content, knowledge content, and authority content. So you could organize this however you want, though. And then here are my 3 content buckets. And so you put in your topics right here. And so you could put in your pillars that you got from doing your research from our exercise yesterday, right? If I said that my 3 pillars are automation for small businesses, using paid ads to scale lead generation and revenue and whatever, then you're having ChatGPT create a content strategy for you based on those major pillars, right? So we could, again, take this. So this is AAA01. And we go back to ChatGPT. And let's go ahead and just create a new one. And so we're going to do AAA01. So I want you to create a content strategy for me. The brand I want you to create the content strategy for is, and give context. So I'm going to go back. You won't see this again, TextBlaze, but I'll just put it in there. I'm going to say that this is for an agency. So I put in here context agency. So let me go back, and I'm going to go ahead and do right here / context agency. And you're going to see the brand I want you to create a content strategy for is a digital marketing agency that helps small businesses apply digital marketing strategies, tactics, and systems to help them grow their business. My customers are a variety of types of small businesses that don't have the budget, time, or talent to do effective digital marketing themselves. I use content marketing as the primary way to attract my customers and build authority. My services leverage automation and system-based thinking to create productized services that are priced right for the small business community. I'm a small business myself, so I do my best to make my content and services as practical, approachable, and easy to understand as possible. Okay, sounds like you guys, right? The target audience of this, and again, I did this before, we'll do it again, audience SMB. Oops. So my target audience for this brand is small businesses in a variety of industries that don't have the budget, time, or talent, yada, yada, yada. Please draw context about their frustrations, fears, desires, and dreams from the previous output. Okay, so this we could have done right in the same chat as that, as the as of the market research that we just did, and that would have made this a richer thing. So I could have just done that right there. And in fact, why don't we just do this? Watch this. We'll just take this. We'll do a cut and paste. Go back here, put it here, and we'll just go ahead and continue on. Get back to where we were. To create content strategy, I want you to imagine a content strategy matrix with an X and Y axis, growth content to get eyeballs, knowledge content to get fans. So I would personally create a slightly different prompt for this, for my language, which I will do and be happy to share with you guys. But let's just do this on marketing automation. Let's do this on paid advertising to get consistent and fast lead and revenue growth. And let's do this one on the importance of using marketing systems versus expensive labor. All right, I want you to content strategy, fill out the matrix, blah, blah, blah. Cool. I hit the button. We're going to see what we come back with. Cut off a little bit right there. We might have to add to that. Let's see if ChatGPT does it. Yeah, so I see some questions people asking about TextBlaze and AI Solopreneur. Yeah, so if you don't want to buy the AI Solopreneur program, you don't need to, and I'll show you why. I do recommend it. I think he's really good at what he does, and so I do recommend it. But if you are saying, "Hey, Mike, I don't want to spend the $197 on that," you get the idea here, guys, on what you need to do. I mean, think about it, right? You want it to do market research. You want it to understand who your audience is. You want it to understand who you are. You want it to create a content plan for you. And then you want it to help create the content. Well, I've given you all of my templates for the content. So you can come in here and just create your own prompts. All you got to do is hit this little button here and just create a prompt. So I want you to write a how-to post using the following template as a guide for your structure, right? So you just put that in here and create your own prompts. That's what you can see that I've done here on all these ones that aren't AAA's or his. These others are mine that I created because I wanted them to reflect my writing style, my templates, things like that. So I just created my own prompts. So you can go just sign up for TextBlaze. TextBlaze, I can't remember how much it costs. It's super cheap. And you can just create your own, you can just create your own prompts in here. So if you were to go through yesterday's presentation, oh shoot, guys, I'm sorry. I meant to share this. If you were going through yesterday's presentation and you want to just mimic along and just create your own prompts, right? So just go here. This is what I was just showing you. You just go right here and you just create a prompt, right? Write a how-to blog post using the following as a template. And then you literally just cut and paste my template that I gave you in this program and just paste it in here and tell TextBlaze to feed that to ChatGPT to create the prompts. Okay. So So, again, if you don't want to buy a separate thing, which I totally get, then that's how you would do this, right? So, and it's super, super easy to use, super easy to understand, all that good stuff. And then you may say, well, Mike, where do I get the prompts? Like, I don't know how to write prompts myself. Well, if you want help writing a prompt, then there's a couple of things, which is awesome. One, ask ChatGPT to help you write a prompt. Just say, hey, ChatGPT, I'd like you to help me write a prompt to work with you to help me create X, Y, and Z, or do, market research or whatever it is. And so you just tell ChatGPT to help you create the prompt. Or guess what? Of course, you can always just Google, right? And just find what other people are doing as prompts. So, you can just type in, show me the best prompts for doing market research for an early stage entrepreneur trying to understand their market, right? And you'll find all kinds of prompts that you can then just copy and paste into text plays. Okay. His prompts, I don't think, are magic. They're just good old prompts, and like I said, you can get prompts from anywhere and just put them into the text plays. Okay. So now, though, what we did here was this started creating a content strategy for us with some specific ideas. 5 simple automation tools every small business needs. Short video series, automation hacks for time-strapped entrepreneurs. Case study, how a small business tripled revenue in 3 months with paid ads. Webinar, cut costs, not corners, why systems beat staff. Top 10 systems to replace expensive labor. So, content ideas, ebook, the ultimate guide to automating your marketing. So it's given us all this great stuff that we can use as our starting point for our content strategy. Okay. And then now with this content strategy, we can take that to a next level and we can say, okay, now I want you to develop, specific topics related to the things in the content strategy, right? So you can say, give me, 30 different ideas for each of those content strategy buckets that you created here, and it will go through and start cranking out topics for you. Okay. So now you're getting all the way to the level of the specific content topics. And of course, you can guide it. You can say, I want 10 of those to be how to. I want 10 of them to be, reference posts, listicle reference posts. I want 10 of them to be authority posts, whatever it is from those content types that we went through yesterday. You can take them and just put them, put each of those in there and say, hey, ChatGPT, give me 10 ideas for each of these content types. Okay. So now you're starting to get really into the detailed level of, okay, now I've got all of the content that I want to create. So this stuff is like magic, guys. I mean, it really is. It's insane. It's really, really, really nice. And then you can take any, particular type of content that you want, and you can say, okay, let's create a specific piece of content for me on one of these topics. So let's just go up here, and it gave us this idea on automation hacks for time-strapped entrepreneurs. And it's a YouTube short series is what it says. Okay, cool. So now let's just start a new ChatGPT, and we're going to say / and this is just a prompt that I created for YouTube Shorts. So act as a professional YouTube scriptwriter with a lot of creativity and digital marketing smarts to write a script for me to record a YouTube short video that will be roughly 30 seconds long when recorded. Use the following as the inspiration for your content. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put this title. Okay. For some context, here is some information about me. So this is /context STS. And then audience, here is my audience. Do /audience SMB. You can see how this just saves me so much time from having to rewrite any of this nonsense. And then my prompt says, use the following best practices. Start with a hook designed to capture attention and curiosity and hook the viewer into watching. Use short sentences, use the present tense, write in conversational style, use more active voice than passive voice, keep it simple. Where did I get all these, by the way, guys? I just Google searched and said, give me the best practices for creating effective YouTube short videos. Of course, I could have just asked ChatGPT instead of Googling it, but this is how I created it. And then I said, please suggest 5 titles for the video. Also, please write a description for the video using unique emojis in front of each point and a TLDR, too long didn't read technique, in addition to clickbait techniques. So watch this. So I'll go ahead and hit this, and it's going to create the actual, script for me, right? Hey, entrepreneurs. Hey, fellow entrepreneurs. Ever feel like there's not enough hours in the day? We've all been there, and I've got some game-changing automation hacks for you. Okay? I don't know. I don't know if I'd use that opening hook or try and get even just into it even faster because, these things can be so time sensitive. But anyway, introduction. I'm Mike, founder of Services at Scale, from Scaling 2 Business Inc. 5,000 and achieving the dream of a lifestyle business. I've mastered the art of smart work. And today I'm sharing this with you. First up, let's talk automated marketing. Those repetitive tasks, automate them. Tools like mention a specific tool can save you hours each week. Next, streamline your customer service. Use AI chatbots to handle basic inquiries like having a 24/7 assistant without the cost. Personal touch, automated billing and invoicing, because who likes chasing payments? So there's some ideas here. Whether or not you like them or not, that's up to you to decide. And you can always say, hey, rewrite it, try again. You can also say, take one of these particular topics and do a deep dive on it. Like, let's say I didn't like this stuff about, automated billing and invoicing, but I did like things about streamlining customer service with AI chatbots. So I could say, hey, rewrite this script, focusing only on how I can use AI chatbots, right? So AI chatbots for customer service. So again, think of these as starting points. Don't expect that ChatGPT necessarily on its first crack gave you exactly what you're going to want to use. Assume that you're going to change it up some. Okay. Suggested titles for the video, and it does a nice job here. It includes emojis and all that stuff, which is awesome. And then the video description, which I think it does a great job with this too. Really nice. So I can just copy and paste instead of writing a video description now. I just copy and paste and just put that over into YouTube when I post it. So it's got everything in there. Super nice. So again, though, let's say I want to do this. So let's just say, hey, chat, please try again. Focusing only on 3 tips to streamline your customer service using AI chatbots. Super cool. That right there is a great little script that you can do a video on to help you sell high levels of AI chatbot service with no question. Right? Hey, small businesses struggling with endless customer queries that you're not getting back to in time. What if I told you AI chatbots could be your new best friend? Let's dive into 3 life-saving chatbot hacks that are going to help you grow your business, save money without adding staff, blah, blah, blah. Hey, entrepreneurs, it's Mike, Services at Scale. Go down here. There's 3 chatbot hacks that will revolutionize how you handle customer interactions. First up, instant response. Okay, no more missing out on those prospect and customer requests. Your AI chatbot will now provide immediate answers to your common questions 24/7. No more customers waiting for replies thinking that you're ignoring them, or you having to stay up after hours trying to chase down every interaction, right? Personalization. AI chatbots can use customer data to offer tailored recommendations and support. It's like having a personal assistant for each customer, but automated. Feedback collection. Finally, feedback collection. Use chatbots to gather customer feedback effortlessly. This data is gold for improving your services and understanding your market better. With these 3 hacks, you can save time. You want to learn more, get in touch with me here. Make sure and follow my YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. Right? Really nice script that is just super, super, super done for you, right? And again, I could continue to refine this, right? I could say, hey, ChatGPT, write this in a little more, I don't know, professional style or humorous style. Try and incorporate 3 pieces of data into the script, right? Let's try that. And again, I'm just doing this with you guys to help you make sure that we're all on the same page as to how we can continue to refine what we're getting from ChatGPT to make it more of what we're looking for. Because again, I don't expect that the first version is always going to be exactly it. Okay, so can you incorporate 3 interesting pieces of data into the script that would help make the point of the value of the AI chatbots even more compelling? This is like having a really smart marketing intern work for you that you don't have to pay, right? So check it out. First of all, the speed factor. Chatbots provide instant response. And here's a jaw dropper. 40% of consumers don't care whether a human or a chatbot answers their questions as long as they get quick help. Next up, did you know that personalized chatbot interactions can increase customer engagement by up to 50%? Right? So considering businesses that leverage customer feedback grow up to 10 times faster. So did a pretty stinking good job of incorporating that data in there and giving us something to make the script even more compelling. We could show these data, popping up on the video as we're saying it with little, text captions and things like that to try and make the video that much more engaging. Pretty stinking cool stuff, right? So now what do we do with all this? We take this and we load it into any number of tools that we're going to use to record our video. But I could also take that script and I could say, hey, use this script as a foundation to write a blog post, right? That's 750 words on this topic. And I'm sure, right? Let's just give it a shot. Even with no more instruction than that, let's just see. Can you please use the last script you created? Write a 750 word blog post on the same topic and for the same audience. Now, I could have done that even more specifically, right? I could have given my template on how to write the kind of blog post that I wanted and say, follow this templated approach, right? I didn't. I'm just letting it wing it. But pretty darn, I'm betting it's pretty darn good. Okay. One of the questions Chrissy asked, Mike, can you trust the stats quoted by ChatGPT as factual or are they just numbers? I don't think that, look, if I was doing something, Christy, where I was like, this data is like life or death, So I'm about to give a presentation to, the venture capitalist that is about to either give me $10 million or not. And they're going to be, digging into this and making sure I know what I'm talking about. Well, then I would absolutely go through and make sure all that data is correct. Right. Um, but with ChatGPT, well, one, if I'm writing a blog post for small business tips on how to use AI chatbots, I'm not too worried about it, honestly. But what I oftentimes do with ChatGPT, because I think stats are really compelling, and so what I oftentimes do with ChatGPT is I'll just say, hey, find me 20 stats related to this topic, and give me links to the sources, right? So have it go out and do that work for you, and then you can incorporate those stats into your content. So that's something that I often do, because the great thing is now ChatGPT is fully connected. Well, it's a great thing. It's great whether or not you think it's great. It's great for these purposes, that it is connected to the internet, so you can just have it go out and do the research for you, right? So that's what I would recommend there if you're concerned about it. Okay. Um, and then let's see here. I also use Cast Magic for this type of work. It's paid, but you can upload an audio or video. I use a podcast episode, and it creates hooks, social content, reel scripts, blog posts. That's awesome. Thank you, Julie. Yeah, there's so many amazing tools out there now, right? I mean, the tools are unbelievable. So let's continue down this rabbit hole. Charles says, can't you do this similarly with create a GPT in ChatGPT? I think, Charles and Linda, what you're referring to is like the GPT like marketplace and being able to create your own agents. Right now, that's above my pay grade, Charles and Linda. I don't know. You might be able to do that, but I think that option is closed until early 2024. I think they took that back off the market. So I don't think that that's a practical expectation right now, but what you'll be able to do with this in the next year, I'm sure will completely blow our minds again. Yes, this is a scary problem. Yes, that we could just be training Chat GPT and all the other large language models on completely junk data. Yes, all kinds of problems for sure. Okay, but let's assume that for our purposes, it's pretty stinking handy, and let's keep going here. Okay, so we're going to, let me go back to ChatGPT, and I want to continue then. Oh, cool. That's awesome. It's in our account and it works similarly. Cool. So let's keep going here. And I want to show you some. So let's just say some of you want that whole really organized content, strategy framework, and you're going to be planning your calendar in advance and all that type of stuff. That's some of you. Some of you are going to wing it a little bit more. And that's cool too, because, you can do that in ChatGPT using these tools. It gives you the ability to wing it a little bit. So let's just say that I just did right here. Oh no, wait, that's not it. Where did I do it at? Let's see here. We'll start again. That's interesting though. What happened? Oh yeah, it's right here. So let's just say that, because it's connected to the internet now, what if you just wanted to find, hey, what are the topics right now that are trending? So I just did this. What are the top 10 most popular articles online right now pertaining to marketing for small businesses? So what if I just use that as a starting point? I just said, hey, let's take content that's already popular and take that content and create a YouTube short roundup of that content. So here's digital marketing trends of 2023. Here's the 13 best marketing strategies for small businesses in 2023. And you can see here's the reference to it. So I can just pop that open and see where it's from. It's from WordStream. That's a pretty darn good source. Okay. Just going to copy that URL, and I could, and there's all kinds of, Google Ads benchmarks for different industries updated in 2023. So, here's a bunch of sources that I could, just use to start generating some ideas for my content to make sure that it's super fresh and relevant, because this is the stuff that's already popular out there, right? And I could refine this query. I said, what are the 10 most popular articles online right now? Obviously, I could make this much more specific. And I could say, what are the 10 most popular articles that were published in the last week, right? That are pertaining to a specific audience or on specific topics. Okay. But let's go back to, guys, if you're trying to think of scripts to help you with your YouTube shorts or whatever, if you want to start creating content for your small business community using YouTube shorts or whatever it is, and you're like, I don't know what the heck to create. Well, what if we just do that prompt here, and then you can see right here, use this article that I just found as the source of the content. Okay, and then I tell it about me again. So I just do the same thing that we've done over and over again, but now it's coming off of this article that's out there. So now I'm not really having to come up with any original content at all myself. I'm saying, hey, this article is already super popular out there. Now, in this one, it's making it sound like I'm the brain who came up with these ideas, because I just said use this article as inspiration. But I could obviously write my prompt to say, please reference the source of the content, and write the script as if I'm just summarizing their recommendations. So you don't have to, try and pretend it's all you. You don't have to pretend you're the guru. Remember, we talked about this yesterday. You can just be an advisor. You can just be a guide that's helping people. And so you can just do a video. Hey, San Diego small businesses, this is Mike with Air San Diego. And I just got done reading a great video about great article about the top trends expected for small business marketing in 2024 from an expert panel that Forbes.com pulled together. Here were their top 3 recommendations for small businesses that I thought, you guys could benefit from. Boom, boom, boom. Right? So now again, I'm referencing the source, and I'm just helping to be the guide. I'm just helping to be the influencer. I'm not claiming that I have to be the guru of each of these points. So very, very easy way. If we found an article, let's see here. Let's do top tips to grow your social media account. I'm just, I know you can't see it, but I'm just in another browser window real quick. And I'm just going to pull up an article that is 9 simple tips to grow your social media. And I'm going to then go back again to ChatGPT and say, please follow the same process, but using this article as your inspiration, and please reference it in the script so I give credit for it. Struggling to grow your social media following? I've got some insider tips you can't miss. Hi, this is Mike from Services at Scale. Someone who's grown businesses to 7 figures. I've learned a thing or two about social media. Today, I'm sharing tips from an amazing article by Sprout Social. First, consistency is key. Next, quality content wins. engage with your followers. Don't underestimate hashtags. Finally, collaborations can work wonders. Again, I can have it rewrite this in any more detail I want, but now I am pulling content and just curating content, summarizing content that somebody else has produced already. You already see this online all the time. This is a very, very common thing, especially in YouTube and YouTube videos where, there's entire empires that are built on YouTube where they're just taking somebody else's YouTube video that's very popular, and then they're just adding some introduction or some summary to it. In this video, Elon Musk talked about, X, Y, and Z, and then it shows the clip from Elon Musk, and it says next in this section, Elon Musk says X, Y, and Z. And then they give that video a really sexy headline, and the next thing you know, they're getting 1 million views because it's a video from Elon Musk, right? So this is already a very, very common approach, and you can just take the URL, plop it in here, and have ChatGPT help you with writing your script. Okay? So we can do this with blog posts. We can do this with scripts. We can do this with social media content. We can do this with anything, right? It's incredible. Any more questions on any of this before then I want to show you my workflow, then my preferred workflow and tools for creating content next from this. Okay, and this is where I'm going to show you my favorite ninja tool. Man, this has just absolutely changed my life just over the last few months. And I'm still really just scratching the surface of putting it to use because I'm, feel like I'm kind of fully getting up to speed on how to use it. But man, is it incredible. Any questions so far before we dig into that? All right. So if you have any questions, obviously just put them into the comments here. I'm going to put a blatant promotional attempt. This is a affiliate link. So if you want to go and pick up Descript after watching this presentation, go and buy there. I appreciate your commission. And I am a raving lunatic about this tool. So I only want to share things that I'm completely in love with, and man, this is one of them. Holy cow. I would say High Level and Descript are the two software platforms that I'm just like a raving maniac about. Chrissy says Chat GPT 4.0 has access to the internet. Yes, it does. It has access to the internet. You can load images up into it, so you can take pictures with your camera and put those images up in there and say, hey, what is this? Tell me about it. Whatever. You can talk to it. It will talk back to you. It's pretty darn incredible, Chrissy. All right. So let me share with you Descript, and I'm going to show you why. Who here is familiar with Descript and has been using it all at this point? Let me know. I would be, oh shoot, let's see here. I got to do. Let's see here. Brenda says, what have you been doing for photos lately? They've been horrible. Which photos are you referring to? And used for transcriptions. Okay. Descript? Cool. So Descript is incredible. Yeah, Titus says Descript is pretty awesome. I think it's way beyond pretty awesome personally. I think it's just insane. So here's why. If you are editing videos, man, if you're creating and editing videos, the editing process can be an absolute bear. And so I want to show you as much as I can here. Unfortunately, it looks like I have to hop around in the windows. Okay, so let me just give the script demo. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Yeah, I wouldn't be too obsessed with the eye thing, because it works sometimes. Sometimes it just looks creepy and weird. So if you are holding your eye, like if you're holding your face directly at the camera, but then you're looking down like this and reading, and you keep your face like steady, it will work pretty well. But if you're moving your head around at all or anything like that, it's going to make these crazy, weird, like googly eyes. So you've got to, it's not like a magic cure at this point. Hey, Dorn just sold a $5,000 deal. Nice. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so I just did this as an example here really quick. So with Descript, what I can do is I can just record using my phone. I can also just record using the camera on my computer. I can record videos at any time, any place, and just upload those into Descript. I can do a direct recording into Descript. So in other words, I can start recording my screen right now and just record it right into the application. I can upload audio into this. I can, I can use it for pretty much anything. And you can see right here, this little media button right here. I can load all kinds of videos in here. It's got all kinds of videos. Like you can see that these are just included for me to use. So if I said I want to do a, city, traffic, that type of thing, then I can load up, all these videos just automatically into my project. So that's all just included. Do the same thing with the GIFs or GIFs, depending on what side of the hemisphere you're living on. So I can pull those up here. I can pick all kinds of stock images, or I can upload my own images. I can do text to image right here. So let's do a hand-drawn cow. I have no idea how long that'll take, but we can do, text to image. So it's got AI capabilities built right in here. Oh, look at that. Hand-drawn cow. That's pretty darn good. And then I can take all of my audio files, plus I can get music and sound effects in here. Okay, so you've got all kinds of stuff to work with. So you really do have a very complete editor here, which is pretty awesome. Now, the thing that makes this so absolutely, well, the first thing I should say that makes this so absolutely magical for me is the simplicity of doing text-based editing. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So when I record a video or upload a video into Descript, it automatically turns it into a text-based script. Okay, and you can also see, if you're used to most video editing tools, you can also see a timeline down at the bottom that works very similarly to timelines and other video editing tools. Okay, but this is so stinking powerful. So I'm just going to hit the space bar here, and you're going to see my video here. It's Mike. I am just recording this video as a demonstration for you that I'm going to use in today's content bootcamp. I'm using my Shure MV7 microphone, and I am using my iPhone, which is set up on a tripod, and it is connected to the application that I'm using to record this on my computer via. Okay, now let's just say you can see right here, and you can see right here, and you can see right here, right here. Okay, Now, what if I wanted to get rid of all of those? Automatically, okay, automatically, I can just right click and see where it says remove filler words. So it will go through and it will highlight all of those filler words for me. And I can just quickly go through them and make sure I want them deleted and delete them one at a time. Or I can just hit remove all and just say, get rid of all of those filler words for me. Okay. Now that's rad. So now I no longer have those filler words in here. You can also see there are spaces where I have these long pauses and stuff like that, you know, if I was recording this video and I was just like, you know, sitting there kind of thinking while I'm recording and it's got this long pause in there, I can actually just highlight those and I can say edit word gap and I can do shorten all word gaps. So it will take out the word gaps for me, or I can change the duration of that word gap to make it into a length that I'm more comfortable with. So I can do that, just, you know, easy peasy, just right click on that thing. I could also do it down here on the timeline editor. So you can see here, I've got this gap right here. Let's see here. Where I was just sitting there thinking, right? I've got a couple of them here. And let's see here. So if I wanted to remove that gap right here, I can just grab down here and just pull it together and shorten that gap to whatever I want. And let's see here. Actually, I'm going to pause this real quick. So if you're used to other typical video editors and having to manually go and like find those things and cut them out, that's just a huge time saver right there, right? Now, let's just say though that there's this section of the video that I just want to remove. I don't like this section of the video. I can just highlight the text right here and I can just do delete, right? So I can just cut this text and I'm going to do cut instead of delete. So let's just say I want to get rid of that. I just don't want it at all. Well, now I just cut it out. Now the video is edited to remove that section of the video. I didn't just remove the text in the transcript. I removed that section of the video as well. Right? So here it is back again. I just paste it back in there and now the video is back in there. So I'm going to pause this real quick and then I'm going to also record my desktop. But I decide, no, I don't want that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that. And now I go back up here. And let's see here. Okay, so now it's like it never existed there, right? You can see here that I'm looking at so now all of a sudden video editing is as simple as editing the script, right? Editing this transcript. I no longer have to be a video editor where I know how to go and cut and splice little sections of the videos. Now, the reason why, I mean, one, this is a massive, massive time saver and just makes it so dramatically easier. But the other thing is, this should empower you guys to start creating videos. Even if you've struggled with creating videos before, if you've ever struggled with, well, I need to find somebody to edit my videos, or I'm not doing videos because editing takes me too long, it's a total pain in the neck, and I don't know how to use all the tools and all that stuff, you can get rid of those excuses now because this is so dang easy, right? It is so dang easy. If you can read and you can edit the writing on here, then you can edit your video. And let's say now that section of content that I just cut from up there, I just want to add it, but I want to add it down here in the video. Now I just do paste. And there it is back again. I'm going to pause this real quick, and then I'm going to also record my desktop. But now it's in a separate section of the video because I just did a copy and paste, and it just took all of that content for me, all the video, all of the audio, and it moved it to wherever I wanted it to be by doing the cut and paste. Super, super simple. Now, how else does this save me massive time? Saves me massive time because now when I shoot videos, I don't think about editing at all. It does not concern me one bit if I screw up in a video because it's so easy to edit and to find the things that I need to edit that I will just do one take videos. And if I have to just, in the middle of the video, just, blah, 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 no, I didn't get that right. No, now I need to walk away and go get a drink and whatever. I can just keep the camera rolling. If there's a sentence that I'm not sure I got right, I can re-record that sentence 10 times in a row. Just boom, 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 until I get the one that I'm exactly happy with. And then I just go in here real quick and I just highlight and delete the rest of them. It takes 2 seconds to edit it. And then if you start to, record a lot of videos and you say, I want to use the word, duck every time there's something like really important that I want to remember to come back to, then while you're recording your video, you can just say duck, right? So let's say I've got a 45-minute video and in it, I've got these highlights I want to make sure and come back to. I can just say the word duck, right? And let's just say in this particular case, it was the word anyway. So I've got this 45-minute video and I'm like, well, how do I find where in this video I said the words anyway, right? If that was my code word. Now I just do here Command F and do anyway, and it's going to find and highlight for me all the places that I use the word anyway. So I don't have to watch the whole video again, which is what I literally used to have to do when I was recording videos, guys. I would have to watch the video, find the things that I screwed up. So like literally, if I created a 10-minute video, I would spend hours editing that video because I would have to rewatch the video like who knows how many times to find the things I wanted to edit them, rewatch it to make sure I edited it correctly. Oh no, oops, I screwed that up. Now I need to go back. It was unbearable, right? Now I can just do Command F, find the words in the script, which then takes me to that place in the video and I can do whatever editing I want. So there's the word anyway. That's where I used it, right? Massive, massive time saver. Okay. Now, some other really cool things that I want to show you about this with the script is let's just say that that word, so talking, the word talking right here. Let's just say that I meant to say walking, not talking. Okay. I can go right here to replace and see this overdub. Descript has been trained on my voice to create an AI version of my voice. So if I said the word talking, but I meant to say walking, I just hit this overdub. Okay. And then I just replace talking with walking and hit overdub. And right now, behind the scenes, the AI is generating the word walking here using my voice instead of the word talking. Okay. So what I'm starting to show you here, which this is where it really gets insane, and this is where we've got to like really start appreciating what's going on here, is that AI is getting built into this platform like crazy. Okay. So now it says walking. It used to say talking. So it shows me what the previous word was, and I can restore it back to that original word if I want to. But now, if I play it, I don't know if you talking or you walking. And this seems completely insane today. So it replaced talking with walking right there. And that word is now the word that is in my script, and it's me, my AI voice saying walking instead of talking. Okay. Which is insane. Now, I could also say, I could also say, I go here, I can do, I meant to say more here, but I forgot. So now I just typed in the script, right? I just typed in a script. And now let's see if it's ready. It's probably not, it's working right now. AI is working to generate my voice off of that text script. So maybe now you're getting the idea, guys. You could take the text script that you just created from ChatGPT, you can just drop it into the script and say, create an AI generated version of this script using my voice. So now it will create the audio. Let's see here. I don't know if it'll, let's go. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. Can you guys hear that or no? I don't know if it's playing on the computer well or loud enough on my microphone. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's really damn good. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. That sounds like me. That sounds like me. It took 30 seconds of training to create my AI voice, and that sounds like me. So again, I can go back to ChatGPT and I can take one of those YouTube scripts and I can just plop it in there. Right? Hold on one second. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. Yeah, it sounds really damn good. Like when I listen to it, I go, I meant to say more here, but I forgot. I go, oh wow, that's me. I meant to say more here, but I forgot. Now, Erica says it's a shame that it doesn't keep the video going. Okay, Erica. Erica essentially just said, it's a shame that like Star Trek shit doesn't exist yet for us, right? Because in order to keep the video going, it would have to create me talking, saying those words, right? Which part of the reason why I point this out to you guys is that you know that that's only going to be about 6 months away in this platform, right? It's only going to be about 6 months away where it will just create me talking in full video. And you'll think, oh, that's insane. And that's dangerous, right? I mean, that's like the deep fake stuff. But all I have to do right now in this section of the video is I can just say, you know what, right here, what I would like to do is also add, you know, some media in here, right? And so I would like to add like a video of the city traffic during this section. And then that way I've got my voice, but I've got it overlaid on some you know, background video. More here, but I forgot. Right? So I just use that particular section to demonstrate, you know, some other visual component. So it's not just me talking all the time, right? But how insane is that? So I can now create videos of me talking or podcasts. Did you know, by the way, I heard this on Tim Ferriss' podcast. This was like 3 months ago. I heard this. He said he already knows of several major podcasts where the podcasts are no longer recorded by the people. They've just trained their AI voice and then they just have scripts created for their podcast. And then they just load them up and have the podcast created using the AI voice. These are apparently major podcasts, like, you know, tens of millions of listeners. And they're not even created by human beings anymore. They're just created by AI voices. So pretty stinking insane. And who was it that mentioned? Yeah, so Brian Watts mentioned earlier, and I'll show this guys to you. Hey Jen So HeyGen is a tool that will actually create your video avatar and will have you, your video. And that's why I'm confident that Descript will have this in, will have the ability to just create the full video of you talking. It's going to have it in some short time frame here because I can already get that capability from a tool like HeyGen for next to nothing. So it'll be in here in no time, I'm sure. One of the things that I appreciate about Descript is it actually has the security mechanisms in place to make sure that your voice doesn't get stolen and used by somebody else to create content without your permission. And so I'm sure that Descript, because Descript is a tool that's used by major corporations and all this type of stuff, I'm sure that Descript is also doing the same thing with the video creation. Like it's making sure, okay, if Mike Cooch creates an AI video version of himself to create these videos, that it has to be protected and secure so somebody else can't, take it and use your video and your voice to create stuff without you knowing it. That's got to be a very important issue for them. So I'm sure before they roll out that technology, that's what they're doing, and I'm totally fine. I'm totally fine with waiting for that, right? But hold on, I want to show you. So as you can see, I hope Descript is incredible for video editing. Okay. And let me just show you some of the common features that it's normally maybe a little bit of a struggle to do with other video editors. Let me just show you real quick. I want to add captions to the video. Awesome. Captions just got added. I am just recording this video as a demonstration for you that I'm going to use in today's. So that was easy enough, right? And I can, move these captions around, edit them, change the background colors, font, do whatever I want to with them. But I can just that easily add, captions. Okay. I can do that with transitions. I can do that with all those things that normally with video editing is tough. Or it's gotten much easier, obviously, in recent years, but it's still with a lot of the video editors, it's more of a pain in the neck than it should be. I can also do just green screen. So you see this section right here where I'm a green screen. All I had to do was turn on green screen, and it makes me a green screen version of myself so I can show whatever I was recording in the background. So that's pretty rad, right? Nice and easy. And it's got a bunch of other effects that you can do here. You can mess around with all kinds of stuff. So very easy. Now, one of the other things that this is amazing for, okay, is if you say, hey, Mike, we want to repurpose this content. How can we repurpose this content? So remember the waterfall technique where I told you, hey, start by recording a video. Yeah, I lost my left arm. Yeah. Start by recording a video, and then all of your content can easily come from that, right? Well, as you can imagine, super easy for me to just export the audio of this. So now I just have a podcast version of this video. But also, what I can do is I can create additional compositions from this one video. So Descript makes this really easy. So I just loaded up all of my media assets to create that core video. But now I also want to create some social clips from sections of the video. So I can just create a second composition here off of that first video, and I can make it social formats. So I can do square, I can do portrait, right? So that I want to, create these more social structured videos. And let's say I want to choose a template. They've got all kinds of templates for me. So I can just take this template and apply it on there. And I just took a snip from the previous video, and we'll just go up here and just do. Pause this real quick, and then I'm going to also record my desktop. So I just took a snippet from that previous video, and I just made a little social clip. Now, how easy is it? Well, how easy is everything in Descript? Watch this. What if I just say, I want to create a little social clip with this? I just do Command C, come back over here. Boom. It is now in that video. which is set up on a tripod and it is connected to the... All I did was copy and paste the text from the other script and put it in here. And I've got my video over here ready to use now as a social video instead. And again, I can put captions on it. I can put GIFs and GIFs and all the things on it that I want to. I can do whatever the heck I want. I can create my own social media templates and save them so I can have my branding, so I can use my branding over and over again without having to reformat it. I can do all of that. I can, pretty amazing. I can say, now this is where this is the AI part of this gets really, really cool. Okay. So I'm going to show you, if I go up here into actions, and I know this might be a little bit hard to see, but up there's a little menu and it says ask AI. Ask AI. Yes, you can speed up your voice, Zach. Yes, you can absolutely control speed. So I'm going to do ask AI. And now look at this, guys. Create social posts from my video. Create a blog post from my video. Create show notes from my video. Write a YouTube description for this video, right? I can also add chapters, remove my filler words. I can find good clips. How awesome is this? This is insane. So I record a 45-minute video and I want to find in it 5 good clips for social media. It's got an AI engine where I just ask AI, find 5 options for clips I can pull from this script. Each clip should be around a few sentences long, or I can, change that to no more than 30 seconds long. And I can tell AI to go through my video and find the best little clips to use as social clips for my social media. And then what it does when it finishes up here is it will highlight those clips. And I can just say, take those highlights and create new compositions for my social media clips using those highlighted sections. So just like I showed you before, how easy it was to copy and paste to create the social media version of this video, it will essentially just do that automatically for me. So again, I can have a 45-minute video in here and I can say, just grab that, find the top things in here that are going to make good social media clips and just send it over into new compositions so I can create social clips from it. Like the speed of this. By the way, that's an excellent service for customers. If anybody wanted to get into the service of doing this type of thing for customers, that's an excellent service. Erica says, how good is this compared to Opus? Not that great, but good enough. I had no idea Descript could do this. Yeah, I love Opus. I think it's awesome. I think Opus is awesome. It, as you indicated, it can use some work. Descript can use some work too, but here's the deal: is I have full control over Descript. I've got my full raw video file here. I've got all of the assets. I'm in complete control over all the assets here, right? So this just gives me much, much, much more power. Whereas Opus is kind of like it's a little bit like slot machine kind of thing. It's like, you put it in there and kind of hope it produces something good. Whereas Descript, you have full control to create whatever the heck you want. I mean, it's super, super easy, right? So it found my sections here. So here's my sections. And what I can do is I can select that in the script and it's highlighted. And then I can just send this over to, you can see right here, duplicate in new composition. Okay. So I can send it to the composition I had already created, or I can duplicate it to a new composition. I can do duplicate all. And so now if I go and look at my compositions, I've got the clips composition and it's created it for me right here. And then I can just take this and I can go, I want on portrait or I want on square. And then I want to take my video here. All I got to do is take this and go whoop. Or I can just hit the fill screen button. It'll do it for me automatically. Take my little head over here. Got my captions there. Boom. I got a little social video to share. I'm also recording my desktop. And you can see here that I'm looking at the HeyGen site. Hey Jen, how rad is that? As you can see that. Right? Speaking that. And then Erica is asking, can you adjust the highlights? Yeah, of course. I mean, you can do whatever the heck you want. You're in full control of it. Right? Super simple. But wait, there's more. All right. So I can just, starting with AI, I can also just go up here to my actions and I can just say, ask AI to write a YouTube script for me on the 7 most important tips for Facebook advertising for small businesses. So now what I was doing in ChatGPT, I can just do right here in Descript. Right? So Descript just wrote a script for me on the 7 best tips for small businesses for using Facebook advertising. So I can add this to my script. I can create a new composition. I can copy that and create a whole new project. I can do whatever I want to with it. All right. So now, gang, from here, I can again. So let's just, well, shoot, I don't know if I'm going to be able to, here, let me try and stop this share real quick and do a different share. Give me 1 second. And I'm going to go to, where am I going to go to? Where do I want to go? I want to go to, yeah, okay. Well, let me do this real quick. I'm going to do share screen, and then I'm going to go to a longer, see if I have it. Let's see if I can just do back to projects and do office hours. Can you guys see this? Can you upload a slide deck? Well, you could upload you can upload images. You can upload a recording of the presentation. So you could just record your screen with the presentation up and put that in there. So, I mean, you could do it in a couple different ways. I don't know that there's just like a upload presentation files type of thing. I'm not sure on that, but this is, so let me just go back. I think I need to reshare it for you to see this. Yeah. So my recent office hours call, 45-minute long video, and I just uploaded the 45-minute long video up into Descript. It automatically transcribed everything for me. So now I've got the full transcription in here. So now I can start slicing and dicing and creating, little snippets, little social videos from this. But let's also say now, again, the waterfall technique. So I just created a big, long video, instructional video. I'm teaching some stuff. I'm training some people on stuff. So I can go to AI in here, ask AI, and say, draft the blog post based on this script. Make sure to include a title, write out the full body of the blog post, and include headers if necessary. So now that waterfall technique, like, I didn't have to take my video, upload it to a transcription service, take the transcript, give it to a writer, have them structure it, as a blog post, go through and do the editing. Like, that's what I've always done. That's what I've always had to do. But look at this. It's just writing this blog post for me directly off of this 45-minute long video. And I'm just going to copy and paste that when I'm done and throw it into right there, copy to clipboard. That's all I got to do now is copy that sucker. And I could tell her, write a 2,500 word blog post. I mean, I can do whatever I want, right? Copy and paste that thing. Now that waterfall technique of creating text-based content is just so stinking easy. So ask AI, create some social posts from this. Talk me through some options for text posts I could use on social media to promote this. And it's going to write my social post for me based on what's in here. I mean, this is insane, gang. Like, it is insane how easy this stuff has now become. So you take yesterday's call on understanding your content strategy. You take today's first half of today's call and understand, okay, now I can use that strategy in ChatGPT to actually bring the details of that strategy to life without having to do a whole lot of effort. And then I can come over here to the Descript. I can upload text into this and have it create my voice and record it. I can then overlay some background video or images and stuff and create a faceless presentation if I don't want to have myself on camera. I could record video, speaking to the camera like this and create blog posts from it, social posts from it. Who knows how many snippets of little social videos from it. I can export other people's YouTube videos and upload those YouTube videos into Descript and create content from those videos. Blog posts, me talking and narrating the video, right? Which is so popular on social media now, is narrating other people's videos, as we talked about, right? I could do that with this. Like, this tool is, to me, it is now the Swiss Army knife of content creation because of the way that they have combined text, audio, and video seamlessly in their editing interface. I can now do that entire waterfall process that we've talked about all from this one tool. So I can just sit down with my camera and just start talking. Shoot, I mean, you could give me an article to read, a presentation to read from, a book to read, whatever the heck it is. And I can just automatically start creating content in every format for every channel using that one tool, with AI enhancing almost every step of the way now. But I guarantee you guys that they're developing quickly. They add new features and improve features pretty darn quickly. I guarantee you, in just a handful of months with Descript, you're going to see, Mike Cooch videos yakking on the internet where it wasn't Mike that recorded the thing at all. I just had a good script created, loaded up into the system, and said, create me recording that video as if I'm standing in front of the Grand Canyon or sitting in my office or whatever. Insane, the power of this stuff. No more excuses. That is the Content Blitzkrieg. Any questions that you guys have, let me know. Any questions that you have, let me know. A couple of the other things about Descript that I think are rad. So you can have, multiple people's voices in there. So if you have teammates and you want to have them record their voices and train their voices into Descript, you can have all of your teammates' AI voices. So that way you could create videos and presentations with their voices in them as well. So if you had somebody that you wanted to create content for you, you've hired somebody to help you with the editing process, you can just give them access to use your voice on your content. Stuff like that is just really, really handy and really powerful. It's really designed to be a business application where you're working with teams of people. You can put comments in the scripts, comments in there so that, while you're going through the editing process, other people on your team can add some, comments in there and stuff like that to help with editing, brainstorming, all that good stuff. It's just incredible. Hey, what's up, Brittany? Joe says, I have a 20-page Google Doc with lots of gems for small business owners. So you're saying I could download the text into script and have it create a video? Yeah. Joe, you could do it either way here, either of these examples that you just described. So you could upload all of that text and have it record your voice to go with the text. And then you could have that voice, in any number of ways. You could export that as like a podcast. You could record the document, a visual of the document. So pull up the document on your screen and you can record the screen showing the document while this script is going through. So you've got that document to show along with the audio. You could pull up the document and record you reading the document or going through the document and then transcribe that and edit that into script. You could do any of those things. Erica, yes, I'm using StreamYard for these live calls. Yep. Also, Descript recently just bought one of the leaders in podcast recording tools. So now if you want to do like a live call with multiple people and record it as like a podcast and then have that automatically available in Descript to edit, you can do that as well. So really, like I said, just kind of the Swiss Army knife now. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I hope that this helps you. Finding Descript, like I've known about Descript for a couple of years now, but getting back into it just recently, like in the last few months, and like really digging into what it's capable of now has completely changed the speed and ease with which I'm able to create content. It's unbelievable how much easier my life is now. And I don't know how the heck they do it because no other service I have ever found has been able to do this. I can have 100 projects with all kinds of huge video assets in there and all that stuff. The service is never slow. It's cloud-based, so I can pull it up on my laptop when I'm out monkeying around. So I record and load up a bunch of big videos here on my desktop. And then when I'm out running around, I can pull up my laptop and do my editing on my laptop. It's all cloud-based, super fast. So as long as I've got an internet connection, I can do my editing anywhere now, which is a huge time saver for me because I used to, or freedom enhancer for me because I used to have to do all of my editing sitting right here because it was the only computer that was robust enough to handle all those heavy files and do the editing. So all my editing had to be done sitting right here on my computer. Now I can be out at a cafe. I can be traveling. All of your media is stored cloud-based. So let's say I'm traveling a week from now and I'm like, oh man, I could create a video. I'd really like to create a video using some snippets from that office hour call I just did and whatever. I can just go up and I can grab my media assets, create some new projects with them. Boom, 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 on the fly, all cloud-based. So I don't have to have those actual files with me anymore wherever I'm at. Like it's a massive time saver and freedom enhancer. It's incredible. Howard says, how do we close gaps in audio where there's a pause in dialogue in Descript? You can just, there's two ways here. I can just show you real fast. You can just do, see right here where I've got these dots. So that's a time right here. So you can see it up here and it tells me how long my gap is. And then down here, you can see the gap on the timeline. So there's two ways. I can right click on it right here and I can do edit the word gap and I can change it right here. I can set it manually. I can do whatever I want there. Or right here, I can just grab this and I can, oops, right there. See where my little hand shows up? I can just grab that and I can just pull it. Get rid of that gap. Neil Patel's website. So I just got rid of the gap that way. So unbelievably easy. Any other questions you guys have? Let me know. Again, I hope this bootcamp was helpful for you. Please, please, please commit to creating content. Okay? Commit to creating content. Whatever rhythm you can commit to, one piece of content a week. Okay? Start there. If that's all you can commit to, start there. Okay? Pretty soon you'll learn some workflows and you'll realize, okay, that wasn't that hard. Let's add another piece of content. Let's repurpose some of this content. Now I can create 3 pieces of content, 5 pieces of content. Easy peasy. Okay? Where do you find the content spreadsheet I shared yesterday, Charles and Linda? It is in the templates and resources section inside of the course. So you get access to a Content Blitzkrieg course with this, Content Blitzkrieg Bootcamp course that's got these replays, and it's got essentially all the content from Content Blitzkrieg in there. Look in the templates, and it's right at the very top. Okay? Christy, I love it. Erica, thank you. Howard, you know what to do. help@servicesatscale.com. Awesome. Great, Zach. Yeah, you bet. Let's hear a quick question about personalized outreach plus Descript plus go high level. What do you think? Oh, personalized video outreach, perhaps go high level content values for names. I think that you could do some of that, Grant. There are some specific tools that are designed 100% just to do customized video outreach, personalized video outreach. So, but I think that you could do at least a basic version of that though, using high level and custom values. Yeah. Yes, Titus. Social media, unless you're really good at social media now, it's pretty much pay to play. And what I mean by really good at it is like you really know how to do the hustle of like really, one, creating engaging content, but 2, really knowing how to engage with people on social media so that they're paying attention to your account. They're likely to share your stuff, comment on your stuff. Like it's pay to play. It really is. Which I don't think is a bad thing, honestly. Because then you don't have to try and figure out how to be a cool kid. It's like just pay to get your content distributed. That's what I do. All right. Awesome, everybody. Thank you so much for attending bootcamp. Thank you so much for your commitment to creating content and growing your business. You're going to make me proud. Going to make you proud. And of course, in the community, let me know any questions and let me know how I can help you. And you can count on, I will be producing lots of content. I will be using these processes and these tools to create the content, and I will continue to refine it, and I will continue to share with you what I learned. Okay? Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. We will see you on our next calls here, office hours on Friday, if you need anything there. And otherwise, we'll see you in the community or on a future training. Okay? Awesome. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great one. We'll talk to you real soon. Bye-bye.